Hey, he's back. At the end of the previous episode, I was looking for Crestfallen and he wasn't here.
At the foot of Lothric, it was used if...
Huh, he doesn't say anything new. That's weird. And the fog gate's up again. I can't tell how much of what's going on is a bug. Well, anyway. First thing I wanted to do is just a little bit of inventory management. I have a bunch of weapons that I'm not planning on using. Switch into box. Why? Oh, I see. That's moving the cursor. A. Okay. Store a straight sword. Rapier's good. Probably not going to use the katana. Any of these axes. The great machete I forgot to read the description of. Scrape the blade to sharpen and enable a cleaner cut. Weird. Clubs. Maybe useful. Not going to use this. Or any of the halberds. Okay. That's enough of that. So, now I want to go back to the Undead Settlement. Bonfire level 2. Huh. In DS2, you would, like, burn something to make the monsters stronger, and that was the bonfire level? I don't get it. Let me start at the bridge. Before going on, here's the map of the area as I understand it so far. The green is where I came into the level, and the orange are the bonfires, the other bonfires. I'm not going to go over this in detail. You can pause the video if you want to study it. The most important loose ends are at the top, where there's that curse tree, and in the middle, where there's the Frost Knight, and both of them have what appear to be doors beyond them that I assume I can only get to once I defeat those enemies. Okay, so the first loose end I wanted to wrap up is I wanted to see if the giant is still going to shoot arrows at me. I hear that he is shooting arrows. This guy's kind of tough to keep track of because he kind of swings back and forth so wildly. Alright, so the giant's obviously shooting still, but is he going to shoot at me, is the question. I'm hoping he's just shooting at those guys. Okay. Okay, good. Now, I think I already got all the items that were here, but I wanted to double check. Now, of course, I'm concerned about... That was pretty close, dude! That guy was already dead. Are you shooting at me now? Oh, I can actually see him! Oh, shoot, that wasn't me. Wasn't it? I guess I never looked up here. Yeah, you can see him just standing up there shooting. So, is he shooting at me or is he just incompetent? Yeah, he's incompetent. He's just like shooting at the guys long after they're dead. Okay. Anyhow, I guess I better kill this guy before he comes outside and draws more fire. Too late. How are you not dead? That sliver of health. Harpe. Or harp? It's a dexterity weapon. Allowing for good damage against shielded foes. And this has a quick step as a skill. So if guard break or shield damage or whatever is not a skill, and it just says it does damage through shields in general, why didn't it when I blocked? Because I blocked that guy's attack before. And not only did it not damage me as far as I recall, but he bounced off my shield. Anyway, so I thought I got all the items previously when I was being shot at, but I wanted to double check now that I'm not being shot. There's an ambusher here. Yeah, he's right there. Can I lock onto him? Yeah. Alright. Alright, let's just let him jump down on it. So again, the sliver of health. Like, how is one supposed to tell the difference between that and 0? And it really seems like the game sort of deliberately programs that to happen more often than it should, because I think I took off substantially more than half his health with my first hit, and I would expect the second to do the same amount of damage. Obviously not. Okay, so I do think there's nothing more up here. Okay, now the next thing I wanted to do was I wanted to go back to the cage guy because I did not mean to get into his cage, of course. I just stupidly pressed the examine interaction option. That guy's still there. The evangelist is over there now? And where are all the people that are supposed to be here? Is the dog here? Yes. What are they... Why did they all spawn back there?
Cleanse the bastard's curse.
I'm going to deliberately drink an Estus here because my soul number... Oh, just... okay. I have the hypothesis that maybe I get an extra Estus whenever I get 1,000 souls. Okay, now I came over here because I wanted to get to the cage guy. I'm looking at my map. To get to the cage guy, I need to go to the what I called the barn, which is up here. Now these don't yield souls anymore, but this guy should. This guy should put me over 5,000, and then I'll see if that gives me an extra Estus. Nope. Okay, well, clearly it's not just every 1,000. Oh, right. Got those guys above me. I guess I should have come into the bonfire. Well, I don't have to kill him. I'm going over here. If I come into the bonfire underneath them, then I can just go kill them right at the beginning. Okay, there's these little... these things. I see that first hit might not actually be taking half their health. Is there... Oh, there I got the extra Estus. Thought he was dead. Okay, so it's not just like a simple, once you cross each unit of 1,000 you get more. But it is maybe similar to that in regularity. Get rid of this. What are you doing? I mean, I know the guys that are sort of above that one bonfire throw those. Okay, I know that they all did. So I wanted to go along this path, and then there's a bunch of these hooded guys, thralls or something, or slaves. Oops. Oh. Sorry, I'm taking a fair amount of damage here. Still a guy up there, right? Yeah. Is there someone following me? Alright. Ah. Alright, come on. Are you gonna stay there and be a jerk? Okay. Partly I went down after that guy just because I thought maybe he was taking me to a new area. Like, I wasn't sure that I explored that drop already. Okay, so cage guy is over here. And I took damage from that. Wow. Okay, so before talking to that, I just wanted to confirm. confirm this. I only looked at this ledge from up there, so I wasn't sure that that's all there was to it, but I guess there is. Okay, that is all there is. And I can't just... Well, maybe I can. I can so easily see this killing me. Jump. No! Oh god, I thought I was dead. Not smart. I'm taking so much fall damage, I'm gonna need another Estus here. Okay. So this is gonna be fall damage, right? No, I can only do that. Okay, what? I took fall damage going from this ledge down to this ground. I'm on now. So... here's this item. I had seen this item from a long way away, and I had on my list to look for it. Damn it! Now it's down there. Well, this is clearly not a survivable fall. I don't see any other convenient way down. Okay, so... these stairs are just... Now this guy's not... he's not a threat, but the thing is, sometimes special guys like this drop things. And I'm reasonably sure he will respawn if I kill him. No drop. Alright, so now I want to get that item I just cut down. And how... to get that... I need to get back to the front of the tower, which means I need to get back to the bridge bonfire. Which can be done by going through this mess. But maybe would be faster just to... Huh. I thought the guy who would have been blow darting me from there. I'm taking so much damage. Whoa! Did that... Really? I didn't know I was in range there. I'm just blowing through these Estises. I mean, after I clean up these loose ends, I want to fight the Frost Knight. But clearly I'm going to have to hit a bonfire first. Took damage too. Wow. I'm constantly being surprised by how much damage I take from seemingly innocuous falls. This doesn't go... Oh. What did I... Why did I think I had to go further? The large staircase is where I am. Huh. Yeah, that goes through to where I want to be. Okay, so there's a dog on the right. I like the way those dogs sort of fly away. Now, the guy on the left isn't looking at me. I don't want to pull too many here. Pretty sure these guys all aggro together, but they do. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, interesting. Okay. This. Do those guys ever drop anything? You know, their body disappears. Alright, so here's this item finally. The Flame Stone Plate Ring. That should be resistance to fire damage. Yeah. It doesn't say how much, although I think when I put it on I would be able to tell. Wouldn't mind having one of those for cold. Okay, so that's... Okay, the last things I wanted to do are... Oh, in this tower, actually. So the first is I want to go back where... Siegvard. That's what he said his name was? Can I tell which way this is going to go before I hit it? Not easily. Yeah, that's the way I wanted to go. So does it look any different now? That I can easily see. The two look identical. Okay, now which side had the ledge I could drop onto? Maybe this one? No, it was the other one. Of course, I take more fall damage. So the reason I wanted to come back here was that there's this stupid invisible wall. When I did this the first time, I just charged off toward the guy, toward the enemy, without first checking this side of the roof. But... And I also didn't check over here. That's nothing. Okay, fine. Now, through here are... Now I want to get back to that tower again. I guess I should have done this in the other order. Because the other thing I wanted to do was look underneath the bottom floor of that elevator. I guess I forgot. That this involves a fair amount of... Well, these things I don't think they're gonna come after me. I may as well hit this again. I'm not planning on fighting anybody, any bosses. Okay, so there's all these caged things above me. Okay. Interesting. Sort of funny the way it hits them all like that. Like the sword sort of briefly stops as it hits each one. So it's like chunk, chunk, chunk as it goes through. Totally unrealistic, of course, or whatever. And that is all of my healing. I think that's the same description. As usual, I don't know how to evaluate armor. No, I'm just hoping to get back out of here. Of course, I take some more fall damage. Right, and then I've got this, which is sort of a questionable jump. Okay, I should, yeah, I'm just gonna homeward bone. Okay, since I'm here, I may as well level up.
Welcome, husband. Very well, then take... Farewell, Ashen One.
So, this, if this goes well, this will be the run in which I try to kill the Frost Knight again. So, I'm going to try to do this without taking too much damage. Damn it. Always a sliver of health. This is not the way I want to go. So now where is the evangelist? Is she coming from the right side again? She's over there. Can that be intended? So the dog, she's got a dog next to her? I guess let's pull the dog first. She turns around. And there's another dog in that cave to the right. Oh, I see. Those are the two guys who are normally the normally plunging attack. Yeah. I was hoping maybe she would go over the edge.
Oh, child, come to me.
Whoops.
Oh, cleanse the bastard's curse.
My first hit got interrupted because I guess I stepped down this little ledge here. Let's see if I can reproduce it. It was like, yeah, like that. Kind of unlucky. Alright, so dog to my right. Those guys over there. Come on out. Pull this guy. Okay. So, last thing I want to do is just take a look at the bottom of this elevator and then go after the Frost Knight. So let's see which way this is going. Something that shouldn't be lit like that. But if that is a place I can go, it's certainly not a survivable fall. Okay, so that's all the loose ends that I wanted to tie up. So now what I'm going to do is put on the northern equipment. Okay, now that puts me right at 70%, which I actually don't know if that's fat roll. Yeah, apparently it's not. Now, I do want this because I want to buff my shield. This is the shield I'll use, and I'll keep these on. Okay. And I have charcoal pine resin, charcoal pine bundle. I think I'll use the resin. I gotta somehow do a better job of timing these attacks. There he is. Alright, so I have to buff the shield first, then the weapon. Take this off. Alright, let's see what this guy has. Shoot. Oh boy. Oh, wow. That was right on the edge. Irithyll's straight sword. Oh. Man, he just got me going in a couple of combos, and I was just like barely able to stay alive. And then he like stopped attacking for a moment. Like if he had kept the same pace of attacking up, I wouldn't have been able to get away. All right, let's look at this weapon. Irithyll's straight sword is a strength and dex weapon. Just for comparison, it's obviously doing a lot less damage. I wish I could tell what the unupgraded version of this was, like without having to look at the wiki or whatever, because it's pointless to compare them like this since one of them's been upgraded, obviously. Now I do remember that Claymore was a bit more than the broadsword, so I guess I could just look at those. In which case it looks like Irithyll is a bit bigger than the broadsword. And thus I think probably the Claymore would have been a little bit further as well, a little bit bigger. And shrouded in frost and causes frostbite. Okay, so that's a compensating aspect. then it's a stance thing. Okay, let me put this on, actually. Weight 9, weight 4, so it weighs a lot less. Huh. And then the additional effect... A quicker frostbite coming into effect. Okay. Wait, did I switch? I don't think I switched. Aha! That's kind of cool. Okay, this could be potentially a useful weapon. I don't know what frostbite does, but I can sort of figure it out by trying to use this. Now, I want to just kind of compare the length. So if I try to get my character... Darn it. Trying to get my character positioned so the tip of the sword is just touching something. But I gotta be careful because if I move the camera, okay, that's in it. Okay, so it's not quite square, but it looks like the tip of the sword is just touching that column. If I now switch back to the claymore... Oh, he holds it completely differently. Right. Well, the claymore certainly looks longer. But it makes sense for the weight. Okay, I think I'll try using the sword at least for a little bit just to... It said it was the same. Yeah. Now why... Oh, I was wondering why I had consumed some of the blue. The reason is because I buffed my shield. Right, speaking of which, I guess... Well, I don't need to carry it. I don't need to have it on me. Now, I don't know if I want to keep using this northern set. Well, let's see what's behind the door. If there's another Frost Knight, I'll certainly want. Huh. Bonfire. Road of Sacrifices. Okay. That is interesting. Okay, so now my issue is I want to fight the cursed tree, but I don't know if I'll have enough time to do so in this episode. Therefore, I'm going to proceed down this road. I should really switch my armor. Knight. Master. Okay. And that, because this sword is so light, I can actually use the Knight gauntlets. Okay. I'm going to proceed down this road for a bit. And I will try to go... In the next one, I'll go after that cursed tree. Okay. What's your deal? Oh! You are doing something I don't like. Let's fight by the bonfire. Are you a harpy? Now I was looking at the health bar and it looked like maybe my third hit triggered frostbite, because it seemed like the third hit did more damage than I was expecting. If that's what that does, then it's kind of like a bleed effect. Well, first it would be good just to know if that's true, but then... I guess it's hard to know whether you'd rather have a weapon that does more damage with each hit reliably or more damage in flurries. And the thing is, most of the time... Whoops. This tree reminds me of a tree in Dark Souls 1. Like it, you know, the lighting isn't quite right, it doesn't mesh into its environment. And there are trees in DS1 that are actually enemies. Of a sort, anyway. And they similarly stand out. Most of the time what I care about is my ability to attack bosses. There's another one of those things in the tree. And with bosses I often can't just kind of flurry things. So it's obviously tempting to plunging attack this guy, but if I plunging attack him, I could find myself surrounded. Oh, he's not in the tree, he's just in the distance. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be surrounded. I should be okay to plunging attack this guy. Shriving stone. Undo weapon infusion. Okay, this is interesting because it implies that infusion and reinforcement are orthogonal. That was my concern regarding refined, which I was worried that maybe once I infused it, I would have like different things going on for reinforcement. Now I also picked up a heavy gem quite a while ago and I didn't look at it. Right. They scale effectively with strength. This might actually be what I want instead, because I've been putting a lot more points into strength than dex. So it's like you would use refined if your strength and dex are about equal, sharp if you're mainly dex, heavy if you're mainly strength. This might be what I want to do to the claymore. And then this gives me a way to undo it if I wanted. Oh, I see. These descriptions reinforces to +3, reinforces to +6, and then this talks about reinforces soul transpose, which I still don't know what that is, to +4. Okay. Alright, so there's a guy in the distance. I don't know if it's at the same kind of thing. He's got a staff, like maybe he's a mage. I have enough weight. No, I don't. I was thinking I could put this on and leave it on, but I can't. Alright, I'll just approach slowly. So I thought I saw there was... Let me look again. Yeah, see there's two critters on the far side of these wagons, plus the one in the distance. Let me get one of these ones. I guess I'll take off my helmet. Huh. Trouble judging the arc of these. So it doesn't seem to be want to be pulled so easily. Yeah, and then he reset. Okay, so maybe I have to fight them all at once. It seems like a trap. I'm not going to go for the item yet. Trying to get their attention. Alright, let's pull from here then. Yeah, come over here. I'm talking to you, idiot. Oops. Have fun doing that. You're dead. Alright, your turn. Whoa. What is this doing? Couldn't tell if that third hit did more damage than normal. Okay, that thing is still there, though. I'm confused. Was he always there, and this was somebody else? So at least grab this. So that was a drop, not an item like this, not a fixed item. Huh. Okay, well, let's take a look up here. Now, one thing about this sword, it makes a lot of noise. Like... Oh, is that not my sword's noise? Okay, my sword does make noise. Something else is also making noise. Well, okay, I guess the sound of the sword alone's not so bad. So that looks like a place I could go, but it's not a safe fall. So the dude on the right, I don't want to just leave him. What are you doing? Screaming at me? Well, I wonder if he's like, wonder if he's... Stop screaming, dude. Is this like a toxic... Is this bad somehow? Can you stop that? What is this purple stuff? It looked kind of like toxic mist, I think it's called, or something like that from DS1. I still can't tell if my sword does extra damage on the third hit, but it could be that it is. Is there someone above me? Definitely sounds like there's somebody above me. When I first started to turn this corner, I thought maybe there was a crystal lizard here. It's possible there was, and it already ran away. Okay, that looks like I could get down with a series of drops. Let me check over here first. Looks like maybe that goes underneath. maybe that's a path that heads down? I certainly don't want to drop down until I've cleared the area below. Oh, there's a cave there. So maybe I wasn't hearing someone like up above on the cliff, but through that cave? Except... Huh. Now I'm not sure if I can get down there, because there's no items. No, I bet I can. I mean, it certainly has enough polygons to be a place that I could go. Did I kill this guy? Yes. Right, because I'm here. Huh. Well... Okay, there are obviously places to go, but I don't see any place I can go from here that doesn't require dropping. And I'm quite reluctant to just drop down right now. Especially since I am at the allotted time for the episode. So... Wait. Where did I was already up here. Yeah. Okay, then I'm going to cut it here, and in the next one I'm going to refresh my Estus and so forth, and then go after that curse tree.